I've decided to do a series on why you're still single. So, if you're a girl or a guy that is single at the moment and you're wondering, why am I single? This is definitely for you. You are single because you are extremely picky. I've heard stuff like, I want a guy to be successful. I want him to have a house, to have a car, to have it all together. My question to you is, what do you bring to the table? Do you have all the qualities that a rich man that you wish to have requires in a woman? You're talking about having all these criteria, but you're too lazy to work on yourself. You can't be telling people that you need to be like this, you have to be rich. No, you do the same. Why do you need him to be rich for? To provide for you? Start by providing for yourself. You think a guy is sitting there working hard to become this successful person for him to want a lazy woman? Guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm doing well by God's grace. If you're new here, hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sergine and my channel is about motivating people becoming the best version of themselves. So please subscribe, like, share, follow me on my Instagram so we can keep in contact. And also, once you're done subscribing, don't forget to turn on your notification so that you're notified every time a video is out. If you're new here, I've started a series on my channel on why you're still single. I've covered quite a few topics about why you're single, so please go and check them out. I'm sure you're gonna like them. They're very interesting. But today on why you're still single, I wanted to talk about something that is going to probably annoy a lot of people. It's really going to challenge you, and this topic is going to be that you are single because you are extremely picky. Yes, I said it. You are too picky. But before I continue and before you come for me, I need to make it clear that I know I'm not in any way, shape or form trying to say that you shouldn't have a type or you shouldn't have criteria. Everybody, like a normal person, you have to be able to have a type. You have to be able to have criteria of the kind of man you want to date, the kind of woman you want to date. It's very, very important. However, some people just take it way too far. And if you're one of them, then this is definitely for you, and I think you need to stick around. Like I've mentioned in my previous videos, I've not been the best at choosing guys. I've been single for a lot of reasons, and I've experienced a lot of things such as daddy issues, generational curses, and not knowing my identity. I've experienced a lot of things that caused me not to make the right choices when it comes to men. And because of my experiences, I just ended up dating random guys. Like I was just ready to date the next best person, the next available person. So I wasn't really paying attention to my type. I wasn't really paying attention to like the qualities that I really wanted in a guy. It's really sad because when I was very young, I actually had a type. I remember having a type of guy that I wanted to date. I remember writing the qualities down, but hey, life happened and I just threw my list in the bin and I was just dating anybody that was available. I ended up in some not so great relationships because of my choices. So I know what it means when you don't have a list. I've literally lived the opposite of not having a criteria or the list of the qualities that I want in a man. So I'm not in any way, shape or form trying to say that you should not have a type or you should not have the qualities written down or you shouldn't have preferences when it comes to guys. You know, people are different. Some people, they have to have, you know, physical attraction. You know, they have to be attracted to you physically. That's a must. And for some people like myself, I don't really care much about physical attraction. I have to get to know you for who you are. I have to be able to have a good conversation with you. I want to be able to just connect with your heart. For me, it's all about your heart. It's all about your character. Once I get to know the person that you are, it doesn't matter how you look to me. You just look beautiful to me. So yeah, you've got people like myself who don't care so much about the physical attraction. And you've got some people who are like, I have to be attracted to you physically first before anything. For me, the attraction comes later. I'm attracted to here. I'm not so much attracted to how you look, which is fine. You're entitled to your opinion. You like what you like. I like what I like. We all like what we like. So there's nothing wrong with having a type. However, some of us just take it too far. We take it too far. And if you're one of them people that are very, 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 very picky, then this video is definitely for you. So keep on watching. So, like I've mentioned before, I have a type. But the thing is, from where I am today, well, I'm no longer in the market. But if I have to speak of myself, I have a type, but I go for the person's heart. I go for how they treat me. I go for the relationship of God. Listen. That's my number one now. That's my number one. You have to have a relationship with God, because I strongly believe that God will teach a man how to love you the way you deserve to be loved, or the way you need to be loved. So I feel like it's very important for a guy to have a relationship with God first before they have a relationship with me. So yeah, I have my criteria. And you know what? If I get a guy that has my physical criteria, then great. If I don't, then that's not a problem. Because for me, physical appearance is not going to bring food to the table. It's not going to make me, fall in love with you. Like, I just need more. I need more. I need intelligence. I need somebody who's got a relationship with God. I need somebody who's smart. I need somebody who's ambitious. I need a lot of hair. For me, attraction comes after I get to know the person. I've heard some excuses. I've heard some people's opinions. And you know what? This is my opinion. If you don't like it, it's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But I've heard some excuses that I just don't agree with. And I'm just going to challenge those things today and challenge you to think a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with you exploring different things, exploring a different side to yourself. So I've heard stuff like, I want a guy to be successful. I want him to be rich. I want him to have a house, to have a car, to have it all together. I need him to have an amazing job. I want a guy to be able to provide for me. He needs to be able to provide me with everything that I want financially. I respect your opinion. I respect it, but I just don't agree. I'm going to tell you why. But before I get to that, my question to you is, what do you have? What do you bring to the table? You want a guy to be rich. You want him to be successful. You want him to have a house. You want him to have a car. What do you have? Do you have a car of your own? Do you have a house? Do you have an amazing job? Do you have an amazing career? Do you have it all together? Do you have all the qualities that a rich man that you wish to have requires in a woman? That's my question, because it's easy for you to say you want this, you want that, you want him to have this, but what do you have? What do you bring to the table? A relationship is a two-way thing. You can't expect too much from somebody if you're not bringing much to the table. You can't expect a guy to be rich, to be successful, to have this, to have that, to have this, to have that. And then you yourself, you haven't even gotten it together. You've not even worked on the qualities that a successful man would need. You don't have those qualities. So what gives you, I'm sorry, but what gives you that courage for you to come and say you want a rich guy? Are you rich? You want a guy to have a house? Where's your house, please? No, I want to see your house. Where's your house? Where's your own house? Why do you want a guy to provide you with these things, but you yourself, you don't have anything? The same way you require things from a guy is the same way you have to be able to provide him with some qualities that he also requires in a woman. You need to analyze yourself before you get to a place where you're saying you want a guy to be rich, to be this, to be that, to be this. Okay, cool. You want him to have money. We get that. You also need to analyze yourself and ask yourself a question. As a woman, do I have the qualities that the man that I want? You know that guy that you're thinking about right now? Okay, do you have the qualities that he requires from you? That's the first question that you need to ask yourself. Yes, I agree that a guy has to be able to provide for his family, has to be able to provide for his children, for his wife, he has to be able to take care of his family. I agree with all of that. That's all good. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be, but I just feel like you're expecting too much if you're not bringing anything to the table. It also makes me feel like you want a finished product. You want a guy that's got it all together, but are you a finished product? Yes, today I'm talking to my ladies. Are you a finished product? Before you expect a guy to come and have it all together, do you have it all together? They say behind every successful man, there's a strong woman. Now, what does a strong woman mean? A strong woman is a woman who knows herself. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She's not materialistic because she knows that she's worth more than money. A strong woman is a go-getter. She wants to have her own and she works hard to have her own. A strong woman is someone who's thriving to grow and improve herself. She analyzes herself, her past mistakes, her past experiences, and she chooses not to allow that define her. She always wants to better herself. A strong woman is a fighter. A strong woman is balanced. She knows knows when to be selfish and she knows when to be selfless. She has a good, stable head on her shoulders. A strong woman is grounded in her faith. She believes in her faith and allows that faith guide her. A strong woman respects herself and she teaches others how to respect her. A strong woman is humble, and humble doesn't mean not having confidence. She has a sense of confident humility, and she stays confident without being arrogant. A strong woman supports, she takes care of, she loves, she encourages, she uplifts, she advises. She's patient and she allows others to grow. She's understanding. She's a warrior. She's a fighter. She prays without ceasing. Now, I can go on and on and on and on about what a strong woman is. So based on what I've said, if I have to analyze myself, I'm nowhere near this strong woman that I've described. Like, if you want to know what a strong woman is, go and Google it. There's so much stuff that comes with a woman who is strong. So if I'm analyzing myself, I know that I'm nowhere near that, which means that a strong woman is a journey. This is a journey that you have to literally choose every day for you to become that strong woman. It's a journey. You literally have to wake up every day and say, today I choose to learn something about myself. I choose to do right. It's a hard work. It's not something that you wake up in the morning and you say, okay, yeah, I'm a strong woman. No, a strong woman is someone that's been through stuff, but she does not allow her past to define her. Now, what are you doing to be this strong woman? Because you, for sure, you want a successful guy. You want a guy that has it all together. Now, what are you doing to be able to have the qualities of that strong woman who is supporting a successful man? Now, imagine, I want to give you a scenario. Imagine this amazing guy that you want, this rich guy that you want, this guy that has a car, a house, a good job, an amazing career. Imagine this guy and he looks exactly like how you want him to look. Now, imagine this guy coming to you. Now, he gives you the criteria of the woman that he wants to be with, and he tells you that he wants a strong woman. And he gives you the definition of what a strong woman means to him. Are you that woman? Are you that woman? Are you patient? Are you understanding? Are you supportive? Are you prayerful? Well, if you are, then I'm happy for you. But what I know is that growth is a journey. We grow every day. Therefore, we need people in our life to allow us to have that journey to grow. Don't get me wrong. There are people out here who are just lazy. They don't do anything. They're ambitious, but they don't produce nothing. So I'm actually not talking about those people, because that's not your portion in Jesus' name. But what I'm saying is that everybody needs to be given a chance to grow. Everybody deserves that. You deserve to be given a chance to grow. He deserves to be given a chance to grow. So I think it's unfair for someone to come and say, I want him to be like this, I want him to be like that, to be like this. You want a finished product, but you don't want to be that woman that supports this guy to be able to be the finished product. So if you know that you aren't everything that a man or a successful man would want, humble yourself and start working on yourself instead of expecting too much from a guy. Because if you're not bringing anything to the table, don't expect a guy to bring everything to the table. That's not fair. If you want a successful guy, you also need to work on becoming a successful woman. You also need to work hard on becoming a strong woman. So no, I'm not saying you shouldn't have expectations, but they have to be realistic based on your own reality. You can't expect a guy to have it all the way, but you ain't got nothing to show. Or you're not even thinking on working on yourself. Because some of you people here, you're talking about having all these criteria, but you're too lazy to work on yourself. You don't even analyze yourself. You don't even look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, how can I improve myself? Now, how dare you expect all these things from a guy, but then you don't want to work on yourself? It's not fair. And I'm sorry, I'm not here to please you today. You're probably not going to like me today, but I'm saying if you're sitting at home doing nothing, no working on yourself, no working on becoming the best version of yourself, you are not allowed to expect anything. You're not allowed. You can't be telling people that you need to be like this, you have to bring this to the table, you have to be rich. No, you do the same. You do the work that you need to do to become the best version, to become the best woman, to become a strong woman. Don't sit at home and wait for a guy to come and complete you, because he will never complete you. You need to complete yourself. Why do you need him to be rich for? To provide for you? Start by providing for yourself, because that's when a guy will respect you. You see, when a woman can provide for herself, a man will respect you. When you can hustle, a man will respect you. When you respect yourself, a man will respect you. In fact, you're not even going to attract this. You think a guy is sitting there working hard to become this successful person for him to want a lazy woman? So you sit there, keep waiting for that successful guy to come when you're not doing the work that you're supposed to do. Keep waiting. I mean, most of us envy Michelle Obama and President Obama. We envy their relationship. We're reading their books. But where did they start? Obama came from a poor background. He didn't have money. He didn't have money. But Michelle Obama saw the potential that he had. She supported him. She was patient with him. She didn't say, oh, because he doesn't have it all together, I can't be with him. And look at where they are today. He was a president, but she had to carry him. That's not just any other woman that can carry a man like that. It's a woman that's done a lot of work with herself. It's a woman that knows her worth. It's a woman that has learned to be patient, to be supportive. She's done a lot of work. Some of you guys want the finished product, but you don't want to put in the work. Michelle Obama didn't say, yeah, I want a rich guy, so I'm going to wait for a rich guy. No, she was building an empire with him.
Wait a minute.
She was building an empire with him. And that takes a woman who's courageous. It takes a woman who knows herself. It takes a woman who knows her worth. Because if you don't even know your worth, you can't even attract a guy, a serious guy. You have to know your worth. And don't sit there and think a guy who's worked so hard to become successful, they're just going to come and choose any woman. What I'm saying is you shouldn't sit there and expect things to come easy. No, you need to work hard. And you can't just expect the result. You can't just expect the end result without putting work in it. You can't envy Michelle Obama without wanting to know how she was. Like, what did she do to become that woman that was supportive, that allowed her husband to grow, that allowed her husband all the time that he needed to become a president of a whole nation? She did some work. He didn't come as a finished product. He probably didn't have the money, but she was there. Stop looking at couples on social media and making them your relationship goals. Like, what is relationship goals? You don't even know what they're going through. A lot of you guys out there are just watching people on social media and making other people's relationship your goals. You don't know. Stop it, because you don't know what people are experiencing. Don't allow pictures fool you. Stop making other people's relationship your goals when you don't know their stories. You don't know their struggles. You don't know what they went through, but you saw a picture and you want a husband that looks like that. You don't know what that woman did. You don't know how long it took that woman to wait for that guy to become who they are. They started from somewhere. And if you see them for who they are today, it's because they're putting some work. Are you willing to put in some work? Do not envy my story if you're not willing to go through my journey. Period. Don't envy me, because you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what she's been through. You don't know what the other person's been through. You don't know. You just see a perfect picture. That's all you see. And you just want that perfect picture to come into your life and for you to live life. Live happily ever after. No, people are doing some real work out here. So you have to be willing to do some work too. You can't just look at people and think, oh, they look perfect. I want someone that's like that. I want someone to treat me like that. I want a guy to be able to buy me what he buys her. No. Before he got to that place, she was there. Yeah, some people are fortunate enough to meet a guy who already has money. Yeah, I'm not saying that will never happen. But I'm just saying that when you're expecting these things, you too, yourself, you need to do some work. You can't expect something without giving anything. Even in our relationship with God, it's a giving and receiving. You have to give and receive. That's how it works. So what are you giving yourself to be that woman that a man would want? It's good to have a type. Yeah, we all have a type. I have a type. But what is it that you're doing behind closed doors when you look at yourself in the mirror? What kind of woman do you want to be? A woman that only is taken care of by a man? A woman that doesn't have her own identity? A woman that doesn't have her own money, her own businesses? Is that who you want to be? A man does not define you. Marriage doesn't define you. Forget what society says. Forget what culture says. You know, we're made to believe that marriage is the goal. No, marriage is not the goal. You're a human being before you're married to anybody else. You have a destiny. You have a calling before you can be with anybody else. So marriage doesn't mean that, okay, you're getting married or being in a relationship doesn't mean that you forget about yourself and you're waiting for one person to give you value. You have to value yourself. You have to work on yourself constantly. Have a type, but you also need to work on yourself so that you can be somebody's type. So you can also be that successful woman that a successful man wants. And success that I'm talking about here is not necessarily money. I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about like the inside. What are you feeding yourself? I can even link this to some women who they want a particular guy, 6'5", dark skin, tall, with 6 packs. He has to work out. He has to have muscles. He can't have a big stomach. He can't be short. He must have perfect teeth. Not just perfect teeth. He has to have perfect teeth and a perfect smile. He must have a good sense of fashion. He needs to know how to dress up. If he doesn't know how to dress up, I don't want to know. He must be black. Or he must be white because I want mixed race babies. Wait, is that what God wants for you? I want to know, does God want a tall guy, 6'5", dark skin, 6 packs, perfect teeth, perfect smile, perfect sense of fashion? Is that what God wants for you? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you having a type. We all have a type. But we also need to remember that having a type doesn't mean that that person is your destiny partner. That's another thing. Because trust me, I never thought I'd end up with a white guy. I'm telling you that for free. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to lie. I never in a million years imagined myself with a white guy. I had a type. Look at me today. Now, Is that type that you want what God wants for you? That's the question I'm asking you. Because some of you people, God is sending amazing candidates your way, but you refuse to see them. You refuse to see him because he's got a big stomach. You refuse to see him because he's short. And some of you, he's not even shorter than you. He's not shorter than you. He's same height, or, you know, he's got a few inches taller than you, but you're like, Some of you have amazing guys coming your way, but you've locked the door because what you see first is physical attraction. He must have six packs. He must have muscles. If you see a guy coming your way and he doesn't have muscle, you don't look. You want to have your specific type. Stay there. You will wait forever because some people are losing out on amazing guys that God is sending your way. But because you have unrealistic expectations, you're just losing them. Some of you, the guy that came to chase you, he's not married. He didn't have a good sense of fashion. You know, I remember I dated a guy in the past that didn't have an amazing sense of fashion. And honestly, a lot of people used to talk about it. Oh, you know, he doesn't look nice. And as soon as we started dating, I was like, I love for a guy to look like this. I was like, you know what? I'm going to encourage him. And I tell you, when people saw him, they were like, what's happening? It wasn't about the look. You can change the look. You can even change his teeth. If he's got a big stomach, you can work out. If he doesn't have beard, you can grow the beard. But is that enough for you to stop a guy from coming to talk to you? Is that enough for you to not give a guy a chance to get to know them for who they are? Have you thought about your own looks? Listen, I can look at myself in the mirror today and think I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. But that's not exactly what my kind of guy or my type thinks of me. Have you thought about that? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you might be looking at yourself and think, yeah, I'm beautiful and I deserve a guy that's like this. Stay there. When that guy will come, you think you're going to be his type. We need to start thinking, girls. We need to start thinking. Just imagine yourself. Imagine one day you see this guy that you want, tall, dark skin, chocolate, perfect teeth, perfect smile, comes your way. You start talking. He looks at you and is like, you're not my type. Is that enough? Is that really enough for you not to give someone a chance or for them not to give you a chance? Is that all you have to offer? Is it okay for a girl to turn a guy down because he's not her type? I understand we have to have some sort of attraction, but some of you are just taking it too far. I think the least you can do is at least to get to know somebody. If at the end of it, you got to know them and they're not good enough for you, then that's fine. But you cannot just lock the door. The door is locked because this person does not tick all the physical requirements that you desire in a guy. No. Remember, beauty will fade. It will fade. One day, this beauty, all this makeup, one day, it will fade. You've got a banging body now. You don't know when you have children how your body's going to look. You don't know. You don't know if you're going to be able to ever go back to that snatched body. You don't know. Beauty will fade. But you know what doesn't fade? Character. Looks will not bring food to the table. Looks would not take care of children. Looks would not build a family. Looks won't respect me. Looks won't honor me. It's about having a balanced package. You can get some of what you want. You can get some of what you desire. I'm not saying you should go completely for someone that you have no attraction with whatsoever. But for me, I feel like attraction also comes when you get to know the person. But when you stop yourself from getting to know the person because you're already thinking you don't look like the guy I want to be with, that stops you from getting to know them. We need to have realistic expectations, guys. We need to do better. It's about having a balanced package. If you get everything you want in that package, then we thank God because some people actually do. But if you don't, balance it out. If you don't, be appreciative of quality, of character, and of substance. Get to know somebody for who they are. Find out their character. What do they carry? I don't know about you, but I've definitely seen some beautiful girls. And I look at them and I think, wow, she's beautiful. And she starts talking and I'm like, wow, you look ugly. Some people look beautiful. When you see them, they look beautiful. But when their heart is not good, they look ugly. That's why it's very important for us all to work on our inside, to work on becoming the best people that God has called us to be. Because beauty is not everything. What you see on the outside is not everything. It's the inside that counts. Don't turn someone down because they don't have the physical requirements that you want. Get to know people for who they are on the inside. Like I said, some people are beautiful on the inside, but when you get to know them, they begin to look ugly to you. But some people have such an amazing heart that when you get to know them, they also begin to look beautiful to you. I don't know what your intentions are when it comes to looking for a man or settling down. But if you're really looking for something serious, if you really want to settle down, if you really want to find a life partner, you need to get your priorities right. You need to get your priorities right. I'm sorry. You need to get your priorities right. Personally, for me, after I made so many mistakes regarding my life partner, I had to get my priorities right. I had to change what I wanted. It was no longer about the physical attraction. It wasn't about that. I wanted a godly man first. I'm just giving you an example of what I wanted. I wanted the godly man first, because to me, if the man is godly, God would teach them how to love me. If that guy has a relationship with God, God would give them the tools that they need to handle me. My priorities changed. I wanted the godly man first. I did no longer care how they looked like. They could have been Chinese, they could have been purple, orange. I did not care. They had to be godly, because I know that if you have God in you, then we can work through anything. I wanted a guy who respected others, who loved others. A guy who respected me, who accepted me for who I was. I wanted a guy with a good heart. My priorities changed. It was no longer about how they looked, because looks won't give me anything. I need to have something that will sustain, something that I'll have for the rest of my life. Because you looking at someone's physical attributes doesn't mean this will last forever. People change. You don't know. This person might have an accident tomorrow and end up being a disabled person. You don't know. So we need to just get our priorities right. What's more important? For them to have a good heart, for them to be able to have something that will last you for life, or for them to have something that is just temporary? Speak to your grandma. If your grandma is still alive, ask them. They will tell you that beauty is not everything. Or even speak to people who have been married for like 50, 40 years. They will tell you beauty is not everything. It's the heart. It's what's on the inside that counts. So in conclusion, what am I saying? Am I saying that you shouldn't have a type? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that your criteria have to be realistic based on your situation. You can't want a guy who has a house, who has everything for them, and then you don't have anything for yourself. You have to balance it out. So while you're waiting for that guy, what are you doing to better yourself? Because that guy will surely come, but nothing guarantees you that they will want a lazy woman. They will want a woman that doesn't do any work. They think they're perfect. Let's prioritize qualities over physical aspects. Please, when a guy approaches you, don't allow his looks be the first thing you see. Get to know them. Please, get to know who they are. We need to learn to look deeper. You have to look deeper into somebody. You can't just look at the surface. That's not enough. Because nothing also tells you that if you get that 6'5" guy, that he's going to have the qualities that you need. You will still have to get to know them. So let's prioritize a bit differently. Because if your priority is always physical attraction, you will turn so many people down without even realizing. And you might even lose your destiny partner because you're just too shallow. You just want physical attraction. Yes, it's important. I'm not saying it's not important. Please don't get me wrong. It's important. You have to be attracted to them somehow. But what I'm just saying is that attraction is not only physically. You're not only attracted to someone because of how they look. You can also be attracted to someone because of who they are. Attraction doesn't just mean physical. No. Sometimes someone can attract you because of how they speak, because of how they talk, because of how they deal with situation, because of how calm they are. But you wouldn't get to know that if you don't give them a chance. We all want to have our package. We all have types of who we want to be with. But is your package also what God has for you? Is your package God's package? Have you asked yourself? So what am I saying? Yes, you're single because you're too picky. You're single because you have unrealistic expectations. You're single because you're not matching your expectations to your reality. You want a guy that has everything, but yet you have nothing. That guy wouldn't come. Even if they come, they will look at you and they'll be like, no, I don't want that. You're single because you don't give people a chance. You look at people based on the physical appearance. You don't want to get to know them on the inside. You don't want to get to know them for who they are. As soon as they come, you see them, you're like, oh, he's not 6'5", he's not dark skin, he's not handsome, he doesn't have perfect teeth, he doesn't have a perfect smile, he doesn't have a beard. That's all you see. That's why you're single. Because you're not getting to know them for who they really are. Some of you have a guy that is right there talking to you. He's been so sweet. He wakes up every morning. He will send you a nice message. He wants to get to know you. He wants to take you out. But you're like, I can't go out with him. He's too short. He's too short. Keep waiting for the 6'5" guy to come. This week, I want you to evaluate your criteria. Like I said, and I've been mentioning throughout the video, I don't have a problem with you having a type. I don't have a problem with you having a criteria. I don't have a problem with you wanting to have some sort of physical attraction. I ain't got no problem with that. And I think they're all very important. But I'm just saying that we really need to evaluate our expectations. They need to match with where we are in life. Let's get to know people for who they really are on the inside. So that's your challenge this week. If you've got that guy waiting that's been wanting to talk to you for a long time and you don't want to give him a chance because he's short, you better call him this week. I know I was a bit harsh today, but I feel like some people need a bit of a kick in the butt. Some people need to be encouraged. They need to be challenged. You need to start looking at life a bit different. Yeah, it's not all about how we look, because beauty will fade, but character will never fade. This week, I'm going to talk about childhood trauma being one of the reasons why we find ourselves single in adulthood. I remember living in a house with 3 men, and the 3 of them were trying to sexually abuse me at the same time. I can't go to the kitchen without someone following me. I can't go to the bathroom without someone following me. There will be times where I will literally wake up to somebody kissing me. I will wake up to somebody trying to touch me inappropriately. I was so scared. There was something that caught my attention that was described as the false self. It was explaining that every child wants to receive care and love from their caregiver. And once they don't receive that, they try to become the kind of child that they think that the adult or the caregiver would want them to be. And children do this by burying feelings that will get in the way of them getting their needs met. Therefore, they create a false self, which is the person that they present to the world. But you know what I couldn't bury? I couldn't bury the impact that this traumatic experience did to me. For so many years, I've tried to be somebody that I'm not. I've tried to come across as if I'm strong, like I got it all together. And I'll go to my bed, sleep at night, imagine the perfect life that I want, and evaluate my life, and I'm like, I'm actually very miserable. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And yeah, don't forget to follow me on my social media platform as well. This year is still a year of shining, so I pray that you shine in every area of your life. I'm gonna sign up for now, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. God bless. Bye.